Good morning. Good morning. We're 3 weeks out. Good morning. Thank you for the wake up.
3 weeks from today, I will be stepping on the WBFF stage. But 1 week from today, I have 4 women stepping on the women's community of bodybuilding stage. So this is their first competition. And today I have rented out my dance studio to run through in-person posing with them, do a mock competition, and cover all things peak week. So they are making the trek up to Barrie, and I'm really looking forward to spending a couple hours with them. Because we are so close to the show, Hattie and I are now testing different peak protocols to see what we're going to apply the week before the competition. So the past 4 days I have had lower carb days, and today is my first of 3 high carb days, which, not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to. I've saved all of my physical activity for the evening. I have gotten about 120 grams of carbs in me, and I can feel the difference already. Still have to train, but first I'm taking the puppies out for a sunset-y hike just because the trails on weekends are full of people. And my parents came and visited and met Dude for the first time this morning. Got some client check-ins in, so going for a walk, going to have a pre-workout meal when I get back, and then go do a late workout and some cardio. Hitting up Costco one more time for the next 2 weeks before I make the trip. Nope, this is not a game of bite my ankles. This is cardio.
Tonight I am very grateful for my number one floof. We haven't had any one-on-one quality time since Dude came home.
Days. That is it. So I am now taking all of my measurements, tracking my weight, taking photos every single day as we adjust higher carbs, lower carbs, etc. So I'm interested to see how my body responds. Today I am actually up a lot compared to yesterday, but yesterday Whoop shows that I burned about 2,800 calories, which is a very high calorie burn for me. Normally it's somewhere between like 2,200 and 2,300, but I walked the dogs and then we went to Costco and then I posed and trained legs and did cardio. So like overall it was just a higher output day. And normally on days like that, especially when I train my legs really hard, which I did, I'm holding a little bit of water and just inflammation, particularly in my lower body. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but I am expecting a drop. So with 4 low carb days and this today being my 3rd high carb day, I'm sweating so much more, whether it's heating up in the sauna, heating up in the hot tub, doing my resistance training, cardio. I am just a sweat machine. You know you're Canadian when it's 4 degrees outside and you're driving with the windows down because it's the warmest day in months and the sun is shining. It is now Wednesday and I just received my ALCAT food sensitivity test results, and a lot of things are starting to click, and I know better than to not rotate my foods through prep. When you are physically active, whether you are an athlete or you are just a regular gym goer, you are more likely to develop new food reactions to the foods that you eat every single day. And in prep, since I got that Ninja Creamy, I have been having some sort of egg white product every single day, whether that was my egg white protein powder or egg whites in my protein ice cream. And if I wasn't using my egg white protein powder with my coconut flavor, then I was using a protein powder that was sweetened with monk fruit. And eggs and monk fruit are some of my top food reactions. Same thing with sucralose. So sucralose was one of the artificial sweeteners that I was previously okay with that I am no longer okay with. So we are pulling all of the powders for the next 2.5 weeks because I need zero inflammation going into the competition. And now I know what foods that are safe, that I like, that I can just create a meal plan and adjust the quantities of for the next 2.5 weeks. It doesn't really help with not rotating your foods, but if you are watching this and you eat the same things every single day, rotate your foods. Otherwise, this could happen to you, particularly with eggs. They are one of the top 3 food reactions out there. And if you eat eggs every single day, you are more likely to develop a reaction to eggs. And I've had eggs for like at least 12 weeks straight. Other things though, my previous ALCAT food sensitivity test that I got done back in 2020, some of the foods that were on there that I was eating every single day in previous competition preps and things like that have now come off of that list. So for example, I can now consume rice, where previously I was eating rice pretty much every single day, developed a food reaction to it. So that was a secondary food reaction where I was temporarily reacting to it because I was eating it every single day. I haven't really consumed rice, like maybe once or twice on occasion, but it's not something I've been consuming for the past 2 years. So that is now a food that I can consume. However, I'm not going to play around with introducing any new foods right now, but it's good to know post competition, I have a little bit more variety to play with that I didn't before. Wheat and gluten and gliadin. So gliadin is another protein found within wheat and a whole bunch of other grains. Still highly react to that stuff. So that's one that I'm just going to have to stick with. And another one that I found is spinach. Spinach has been a vegetable that I've been eating, again, very regularly on prep, that is not healthy for me. Spinach is a superfood. No, one person's food is another person's poison. And I literally just went to Costco and I bought asparagus and egg whites and spinach. So I am going to be giving those to a friend, and I'm going to be clearing out all of my powders because there's no point in me keeping them in the house. Remember when I said my stomach was off and I didn't know why? Also remember in one of my previous prep videos where I introduced zucchini in my ice cream? Yeah, I don't know how I get work done sometimes. Just wrapped up an epic upper body day workout. Had some blueberries in between training. Sitting in the sauna, letting the food digest a little bit, gonna do some posing, and then I have some cardio, as always. I checked in this morning with Hattie, and I was only supposed to do 3 high carb days, and I did 5 high carb days because I totally misunderstood her instructions. So moving forward, instead of 3 low carb days, I'm going to do 5 low carb days. So we've kind of done the low carb, see how depleted my muscles get, high carb, going back into low carb, because right now my muscles are full, but I'm also very soft and watery, which means my muscle gas tanks with the 5 days of higher carbs have filled out, like fully saturated. So we're now going to see with lower carbs, where do my muscles stay full, but I also tighten up. Like the peak process is a really cool thing, and being essentially close to ready, this close to the show, we're able to play around with peak protocols to see how my body responds. And right now it's looking like I'm gonna have higher carb days in the middle of the week leading up into my show, and then pull back for a couple of days, but we shall see what these next couple of days brings. I also posted on my Instagram story today a throwback Thursday to 2020 when I won the virtual WBFF wellness because the world was in lockdown and I needed a goal to work towards. Posted that video, and Hattie had never seen it before and sent me a message on Instagram being like, we are blowing this out of the water. And I couldn't agree more. Like my response back to her was, I am the best that I have ever been, no matter what the show placing is in 16 days. I think it's 16. I'm really proud of myself, and there's really nothing more than I could have done. I am noticing some intrusive thoughts on the way home. thoughts do not need to become action, but the things that are popping up is, well, you overate by 100 grams of carbs the past 2 days, so you might as well keep going and buy all of the food. So we are taking a different route home that does not put us in that environment, and recognizing that all we can do right now is get back on track, and that's it.
Going for a walk before I leave my bears for 36 hours. I'm gonna miss them, but it's worth it.
Just got off the highway in Coburg, Ontario. So the 4 ladies that I have competing at the Women's Community of Bodybuilding tomorrow, we have rented an Airbnb that has a kitchen and a hot tub, and we're going to spend the night together before they compete tomorrow, and it's something that I'm really looking forward to. Got to our Airbnb. The lake is literally right across the street, but we're gonna go check out inside.
Oh, look how cute this is. Barn door, kitchen, it's got everything that we need. Fridge, microwave, stove, dining room. Oh, it's so cute.
Last night, I went into MyFitnessPal and I pre-planned everything that I was going to be eating for these 2 days, packed up my 2 coolers because I have 2 coolers worth of food, and I'm going to stick it in the fridge and get decorating for one of our ladies' birthdays. So my client Risa is staying here tonight. Today is her birthday. She is one of the athletes competing tomorrow, so I want to make it a little bit special for her.
Ta-da!
Lexie, thank you, Lexie, for bringing us all together. Lexie, you're a badass.